this bird in my heart does not know what aparads it must have committed to cause this inability to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra properly. So actually this chanting of the holy name of Sri Krishna, like Bhagavatam declares, is Nibritta Tarshar Upagiyamana. This is to be appreciated by those who are Nibritta Tarshar, means those who are completely free from any and all material contamination. When such a transcendentalist, a pure soul, vibrates the holy name of Krishna, then immediately his love for Godhead awakens, is aroused. And as he chants, then his person becomes decorated by the symptoms of transcendental ecstasy. His eyes flood with tears. His skin breaks out in bumps. He trembles. His hair stands on end. And most importantly, he fully realizes that there is no difference between this sound, Krishna, and the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. It is declared, Nama Chintamani Krishnas, that the holy name of Krishna, it is made of, or it appears as Chintamani. Chintamani means transcendental substance. Nama Chintamani Krishnas, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. And within the syllables of the holy name are the Rasa Vigraha, the very form of one's relationship with Krishna. Puno Shuddha. This Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is completely pure, Nitya Mukto. The chanting of Hare Krishna is an eternally liberated practice. It is not something of this material world. Just like when Srila Prabhupada first visited Moscow, at that time it was called the Soviet Union, in 1971. So one of his disciples who was accompanying him, Hamsaduta Prabhu, he was so bold as to go out in downtown Moscow and have kirtan, cartels. And he was walking and chanting. And some police came and said, "What is this you are singing?" So to avoid trouble with these officials, Hansaduta replied, "Oh, it is just a cinema song." And they were happy. All right, that you can sing. But actually, the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is properly understood not to be anything like cinema song, singing one of these Hindi tunes, Damaru Dam, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. There's a song like that. Nitya Mukta. This is an activity in the eternally liberated status of life. And then finally, Abhinadvan Nama Nami No, which means there is no difference between the Nam, the holy name, and the Nami, the one who is named, Sri Krishna. So the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is not about Krishna, it does not symbolize Krishna, it does not indicate Krishna. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is Krishna. But this is the problem. Pakina Janikon Aparadhe Mukhi Hare Krishna Nam Bolu Na. Because of aparad, because of offenses and contamination lingering in the heart from so many past births in ignorance in this material world. Therefore, we do not understand this chanting properly. And so when we chant, these symptoms of ecstasy do not come, and the realization that the holy name and the Lord himself are identical does not come. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, instructing us, he is actually voicing this song as if he were one of us conditioned souls. So as an instruction, he is turned to the bird of his heart, in other words, the soul, the spirit soul, his true self, and is asking his true self, what is wrong with you? Why you cannot chant the holy name of the Lord properly? It must be because you have committed offenses. So, Baner Paki re dhari raklam hridoy mandire madhu makha e harinam Paki re shikai shike. O forest bird, Baner Paki, I have kept something for you very carefully within the cottage of my heart. The holy name of Lord Hari, which is overflowing with pure sweet honey. O bird, you could learn the chanting of this name if you were taught. So we have been speaking about Srimad Bhagavatam lately, and the Bhagavatam declares about itself, Sukha Mukhad Amrita, that the nectar of the Bhagavatam, it is already nectar, but it has become even more nectarine because of the touch of the beak of Shuka. Shuka, in the dictionary, this Sanskrit word simply means parrot, but it is also the name of a great sage, Srila Shukadeva Goswami, who is the first speaker of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this nice analogy, we see that just as Shukadeva spoke the Bhagavatam, and by his speaking it, he made it even sweeter. And that is compared to a parrot, forest bird, Baner Paki, touching a mango with its fruit and making it even sweeter. This is understood in India. Indian people, they believe this, that although a mango is very good, but if it has a little peck mark from a parrot, then it's supposed to be even better. It will even be sweeter. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling the bird of his heart, you're Baner Paki, you're a bird of the forest. That means you must like sweet fruits, because these forest birds, they will flock to fruit trees and bite the fruits, take the nectar of the fruits. So I have something for you that is most nectarine, something you should not be able to resist, and that is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And then he goes on, continuing this nice analogy. Baki sakal nam bolti paro, keno Hare Krishna nam bolo na, keno Hare Krishna nam Hari bole manopran khande na. A bird is easily able to speak all names. Why then does this bird of my heart refuse to chant Hare Krishna? Or why does my heart not weep from chanting the holy names Hare Krishna? This is a nice point also. That parrot is well known to be able to learn to speak different words and names. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is wondering, why does not this bird of my heart learn to speak the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra nicely? Actually, as Srila Prabhupada explains, this material world is a place of nama rup, names and forms. This is what constitutes our education. There are so many forms before us, before our senses, different material things on display. And to become educated in this world means we learn how to place names on these different forms. We call this a cup, and we call this a table, and we call this a harmonium, and we call this a microphone. And these names and forms are ever changing. So yes, we are certainly competent to learn so many names. We have to, in order to be able to function in this world. And we develop attachment to things, and therefore we develop attachment to names also. We call for our beloved in some material relationship man forms relationship with woman, woman forms relationship with man, and they address one another by name, very sweetly, with great emotion. So this is already going on. But the difficulty is that these material names and forms are all temporary. They do not last. And so if we develop attachment to them, we simply are cheated. We simply, in the end, become unhappy. Like the man on his deathbed calling out the name of his wife or his mother or someone else. But that will not save him. It does not help at all. But that attachment is there to do that. See, so this is showing something very, very deep about us. Just like we can give another example from psychology. A person can be shown, can be placed before him a stack of photographs, and he's given some darts. This is an actual test that has been done. So one by one the pictures are laid out on the table before him, and he's asked, so each picture you just throw a dart into it. So as long as the photograph is of something unfamiliar, some person or thing that he has no relationship, he has no problem to throw the dart and pierce the picture right in the center. But if the picture is turned over and it's his wife, he'll not want to throw the dart. Or his mother or something. He won't like to do that. Now the iconoclast will say, what's the harm? It's just a picture. Just like they say, that's just a statue. Nothing special. Some dolls you have dressed up. And you're bowing down. This is all some self-hypnotism or whatever they want to call it. But we see this in human nature. Something that we have become attached to is dear to us, and we don't want even to deface the photograph of it, not to speak of the original. So this is showing something about our nature. So this nature is meant to become attached to Krishna. This nature to become attached to something and respect the form, even a representation of the form as a picture, photograph, hold it dear. This nature is meant for Krishna. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is addressing the bird of his heart. You are quite competent to learn so many names. Your birds of the forest are always chattering away. You have so many songs to sing, so many tales to tell. So you're already doing that. Why can't you chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? So then, chalo paki rupiya deshi jai, je deshi te mane manush, asa joyoyo nai. O bird, come, let us go to the spiritual world, the land of true and everlasting beauty. It is the place where the imaginary man of my mind will never again come and go on the revolving cycle of birth and death. This is very interesting. This Jai Deshite Maner Manush Asa Joyoyana. Maner Manush in Bengali means, Manush means man, Maner means mind. So we all have a conception of ourselves, our identity, formed in our mind. This is not the real self, but this self, subtle self, the man of the mind or woman of the mind, is always urging us, please satisfy me, please bring me satisfaction. You see? The mind is always agitated. We were reading this morning actually. Bhagavatam verse in Purport was just on this point. Mind is always agitated, urging us, do something, change something, go out, bring something back, do something, make me happy. I'm not satisfied just sitting here. You see? So this is called the Maner Manush. The person that we think we are. But of course that's a false identity. We are actually spirit soul. But anyway, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is even taking this into account, that we have this agitated fellow inside. And he also can become satisfied if we return to the spiritual world. Or, put it this way, if the spiritual world, if Krishna's pastimes manifest within our heart, which is the seat of the mind, and this is all possible if we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra purely. So, Bhakti tor marana karete, chorabi vaser dolate, ore char janete kanthe kore, loy jabe smashan ghatete. O bird, at the time of death, your body will simply be placed upon a funeral stretcher, lifted on the shoulders of 4 persons, and carried to the smashan, the cremation grounds. In India, the Hindus, of course, they do not bury the bodies in graveyards. Muslims will do that, but not the Hindu people. Instead, there are these places generally, they try to have them near the bank of a river, and of all rivers, the Ganga is considered, especially Varanasi, is considered the best place. This smashan, this burning ghat, is where the bodies will be cremated and the ashes put into the river. So the body is brought there on a stretcher, carried by 4 persons. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is warning the bird of his heart that one day this is going to happen. And he concludes, Ore tor muke aguna jive tule, ki kori bi thai bolo na. When the cremation fire will then enter your mouth and totally consume your tongue, there will be nothing you can do to save yourself. For at that time it is too late. You will be unable to speak anymore. So he's warning the bird of his heart. Now you have a functioning tongue. Now you can speak. So you should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Don't think, oh, I'll wait till the last minute. You see? Because when you're laying there on the funeral pyre and they bring to put the fire, they generally light the fire here in the mouth. And the tongue is burning. It's too late. It's too late, so we should chant now. And this nice lesson Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is teaching us. We find yes, our enthusiasm to chant is blocked. So why is that? Because of aparads. And what should we do about that? You see, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very humbly praying to his own soul, please come forth out of your ignorance and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this means laulyam, there is a strong desire. The situation seems hopeless because our very soul does not have enthusiasm, but still we should want it to happen. This is called hoping against hope. Our condition is so bad that from logical point of view there seems to be no hope. But still the chanting of Hare Krishna is so nice, who can deny it? And especially when we see the devotees, when we come to the temple and we see the devotees chanting so enthusiastically with such joy, then that will awaken the same desire in our heart. We want to chant. So we should even pray to our own soul, and of course pray to Krishna, pray to the Vaishnavas, pray to Srila Prabhupada. Please bestow on me the ability to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra nicely. So, Keno Hare Krishna Nam Hari Bole Manupran Kandena. Oh, why does my heart not weep from chanting the holy names? Hare Krishna. Would there be any questions? You all want to know how to chant Hare Krishna. That is the question. Anything? Alright then. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Sri Gauritai ki jai, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Hare Hare.
Miksi on lain kokonaisuudesta meditation?